Hi. Waves frantically. Hello. Hello. Welcome to the Nosy Bystanders. Why am I whispering? What's up, apartment wife? Where you been? Hello. We have an interesting show today. It's a little interesting. It's interesting. My hair's straight. That's always new. Um, we got a lot of topics. We don't have a lot of topics, but we got quite a few things to discuss today. Okay. We have quite a few things to discuss. And I want to get to it because it's interesting to say the least. I gotta pull up all my gadgets. It's interesting to say the least. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Fly on the Wall. Hello, Missy. Hello, Mysterious by Nature. How you doing? I was just gonna get my seat in here early because YouTube is slipping on the notifications. Also, too, as a black person, I'm notoriously late for stuff. So don't beat yourself up too much. Okay. Don't beat yourself up too much. Sometimes we're late. Okay. Get a little bit of light in here. Ooh, that's better. Hello, everyone. Hello. Um, what was the Nosy Bystanders live? Um, so already off top. I'm gonna give you guys a couple of minutes to come in before I get started. I hate the first intro part because you're always just like, "Who's here? Who's all in here? What's going on?" I always go live on TikTok so everyone knows I'm here. Um, and then sometimes I forget to go live on TikTok. So it's a hit or a miss sometimes. It's a hit or a miss sometimes with TikTok. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I forget. This time I remembered. But we don't go live long on TikTok. We just let everyone know we're here in the building on YouTube and so they can follow us here. That's why I do it as a courtesy to the late people. That's what I do it. I do it as a courtesy to them. So let me start that up and let me get my graphics ready for y'all because y'all are going to be able to see the graphics. And honey, we got some stuff to discuss. Let me get out of the queen bee's way. Let me get out the queen bee's way. So if you guys didn't already know, Beyonce's self-titled, not self-titled, Beyonce's album Renaissance drops this Friday. Are y'all gonna listen? Are you guys gonna listen? I love Beyonce. Lemonade was great. Everything that came after Lemonade was a little shaky for me. A little bit shaky. And let me explain why it was a bit shaky. Um, let me explain why. So, no shade, no shade to Beyonce. Okay. So before you all try to cancel me, let me explain. No shade to Beyonce. Um, because these graphics here, you guys here on TikTok are not seeing them, but here's these graphics. And if you want to see them, just join us on YouTube, because that's where we are at the Nosy Bystanders over on YouTube. So I encourage you guys to head over here so you can see what they're seeing. So these graphics here, right? All beautiful in nature. Great. Fantastic. Love them. Okay. Except her last, okay, y'all don't, I'm just trying to say this lightly because I know how y'all get. Um, I'm not into Negro spirituals. I'm sorry. I'm just not. I'm not into that stuff. I know that I'm black, right? I know that my ancestors have instilled something in my bones where I just fight automatically, right? We just have this automatic fight in us. I don't want to hear it as a jingly tune on the internet on the radio. I just don't. I don't want to hear a jingly Negro spiritual on the radio. I want to hear he cheated on me and here I come. I'm coming for him and her. I want to hear side chicks and side babies. I want to hear transformation and growth. I don't want to hear stuff about being a Negro. I got that down packed. Okay, I got that already. I got it already. I was born into it. Over the years, I have understood what it means more. I got that. I don't want to start tap dancing my foot to it. Okay. not interested. So I'm hoping, based off of that song, her EP that she had dropped, that house music. Based off of that house music, we might be getting something really good. But again, that let's just take a time out and we break down this song just a little bit for a couple seconds. That song that Beyonce released, um, "You Won't Break My Soul," although it's house music, I was still getting Negro spiritual. I don't know if I was the only one. I don't know if I was the only one getting it from Beyonce, but I was getting it sounded too uplifting for me. I'm not interested in uplifted Beyonce. I want broken down, self-reflecting, um, you know, fluctuating weight, should I have another baby? Should I leave him? Should I take half? That's the Beyonce that I want. I'm not interested in this Beyonce who's empowered. Not no. I don't want empowered Beyonce. Empowered Beyonce don't do nothing for me. You're already a billionaire, ma'am, so you got to come down to our level, okay? Don't start thinking about quitting your jobs. We don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Um, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear about quitting your job. No. So everyone here on TikTok, we're actually here on YouTube and the room's growing bigger. We have graphics up. So when you see me doing all this pointing, it's because I'm pointing to graphics of all the stories we're discussing today. So I'm going to just end this TikTok live and I'll see you guys over here on the Nosy Bystanders on TikTok. Bye. Not you guys. So I just always do that so they know because they're like, well, what are you looking at? What do you see? Well, if you come over here, then you'll see it. So let me get to some of your comments because I know I feel like I offended half y'all. This is from Neve. Neve says, when she said something about quit your job, I had to turn it off. I don't need that kind of influence. Neither do I. I don't need it, nor do I want it. I don't need that, Beyonce. I need inspiration. I don't need you encouraging me to do stuff I don't need to be doing. Apartment wife says summer is almost over. Us fall girls music. Yeah, I need some sad music. I need some. I like Summer Walker. So maybe I've just upgraded past Beyonce, right? Maybe that's just where I am in my life, where I've upgraded past Beyonce, and her music just doesn't resonate with me past Lemonade. That's what I think. No shade to Beyonce, but I think that's what it is. I think we're still sad girls and Beyonce's not sad, so she can't make sad music, because you can make sad music, but if you don't have it in you, you don't give it its all. Does that make sense? Like you're not giving the sad song its all. It's not as sad anymore, because you're actually happy. So you have to tap into something that doesn't exist. I don't want that. I like Summer Walker cuz she's sad, you know? Yes, flawless Nina. Not another grow spiritual. Um, Marley Ray says Lemonade was a masterpiece. I didn't listen to Lemonade when it came out. When it was released, I purchased a title subscription and I watched it. So because Lemonade it's visuals, it's a visual album. So I actually watched Lemonade. So it had a different impact on me than just sitting around listening to it. She gave you the visuals you needed. You're like, what is this? Because remember back in the day, because we're all of us here are a little bit older. Back in the day, artists could put out an album, and that album, lower my camera a little. Artists could put out an album, and you get maybe two video. You'd be lucky if you got two videos for that entire 13 song album. But lately, artists have been giving us visuals for every song. Every song gets its video, and you get the visuals for it. Kanye West did the same thing with his Donda album. Beyonce did it with Lemonade. So you're starting to see more artists putting out these, like, they're actually putting out these, they're really making movies and they're singing or rapping the score. So I like that. Um I don't like I don't miss those days of when you got an album and you only got three videos and one of them was whack. This is from Apartment Wife. Thank you very much, Neve. Apartment Wife, oh wait, no, that's not from Apartment Wife. My bad. This is from is it Kiana of Old Stones? Says I watched it on HBO. Yeah, I watched it on Title. It was so good. Um, What's up, Leola? Leola said Kanye did it with Beautiful Twisted Nightmare. Yes, he did. That was great too. I love Kanye West. Like, I'm a huge Kanye West fan. Lemonade, toxic lemonade, girl, child, but it was good, and we all drank it a couple times. Is it Kedra? Kedra Powell says, like Michael Jackson used to do with his music videos. Correct. So I'm excited. I'll listen to it. I hope it comes with visuals. I hope it. Fingers crossed, it comes with visuals. Um, Fingers crossed, it comes with visuals. You know, she looks great in this too. Shout out to Beyonce. She looks great. I'm looking at the imagery now. She looks great. She looks all great. Um, just it's just I just don't I just she knows that we don't want no Negro spiritual. She already knows. She sees her record sales. She know we don't want that. I don't want that. I do not want a Negro spiritual. No shade to Beyonce. She's great, but that's not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in sad music. I'm interested in sad music, Miss Beyonce. Not that you care about my opinion. Actually, you should. You should. We stream your album, so you should care about our opinion. So, yeah, Beyonce, listen up. Listen close. All right. I'm not part of the beehive, and nor do I pretend to be, but listen to us, Beyonce. Okay. Don't make me pause anymore. All right, you guys, we actually have an ad. So let me just throw that in here because we love our sponsors. This ad is actually brought to you by Grandma Emma's. Do you like cobbler? I sure do. Check out Emma's website for peach cobbler, blueberry cobbler, strawberry, and more. They also sell their products at your local grocers if you are in the Newark, Irvington, New Jersey City area. Sorry, that's so confusing to say. They're also available in the Jersey City area. And unlike that pink sauce, don't you worry, they know how to ship their products. Grandma Emma's is a vegan product. So they have mastered a completely different recipe from the original from Grandma Emma, and they're bringing it to you vegan. So it's a little bit healthy. So check out their website at grandmaemmas.com. It is in the description box below. Please check them out. I ordered the blueberry cobbler. I will promise I will let you guys know how it is. No shade to peaches, but you can miss me on peaches, okay? I know I'm supposed to be professional, but it's just the truth. No shade to peaches. Peaches are great, but I don't want them warm. Am I the only one who thinks that? No. No shade to peaches. I don't want warm peaches. I'm not interested in a warm peach. I'm not interested in a warm peach. It sounds awful disgusting. It sounds awful disgusting. A warm peach. I want a warm blueberry. So I ordered the blueberry cobbler, and so I'm very excited to see it. And I'll let you guys know. We can do it on a Sunday whenever they arrive. Right, we'll do a Sunday live, and we'll open them up and we'll just check them out. I'm sure they're delicious. You say he looks like Brianna De Jesus' new man. Who is Brianna De Jesus? I love peach cobbler with ice cream. I'm gonna try the blueberry cobbler with ice cream because y'all know when you're black and you hit 30, you know that the only when okay, when we're young, we will eat any ice cream under the sun. We don't care if it's melted, we don't care if it's chocolate, we don't care if it's Rocky Road, we don't care if it's strawberry, we don't care if it's vanilla, we don't care if it's Superman, we don't care if it's cookie crumble, cookies and cream. The moment you hit 30, the only ice cream you're purchasing is butter pecan. I don't know what happens to our flavor and our taste buds when we hit 30, but as soon as you hit 30, you immediately turn into your mother and it's just butter pecan. You don't even, who cares about anything else? And when you're a kid, you never even think about butter pecan. It's not even on your radar. You're just like, what's that? You just are used to those flavors that I had listed earlier. But as soon as I turned 30, I just want butter pecan ice cream all the time. That's the only one I'll eat. I mean, I'll eat Oreos and cookies and cream and all that other stuff if someone gave it to me. But if I'm using my own money, I'm getting butter pecan. Do vanilla bean. Butter pecan though. Butter pecan goes on everything, honey. Butter pecan, I don't know. Maybe it's my mother and me. But yeah, that's just my take. So yeah, I will try the product. I will try it with butter pecan, and I'll let you guys know how it is. We'll do it live, okay? Because I love cobbler, so no two cobblers are alike, and cobblers are just not bad. I just enjoy cobbler, okay? I enjoy it. So I know you see these graphics up here. So if you watch the Today Show, you already know who these two fine ladies are. That is Savannah and that is Hoda Kotb. Now, I don't know what Savannah's last name is, but Google it. But in every household, we know Hoda Kotb. Okay. So I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this story and I want to read it because I just thought it was really interesting because it really threw me for a loop. Gun 3, got you. It threw me for a loop because is it me or do these two act like best friends on camera? Apparently, we've all been duped by Hoda and Savannah. And now remember, they took over the Today Show because of Matt Lauer. If you don't remember, let me take you down the rabbit hole of the Today Show. So the Today Show used to be hosted by two people. You're already going to know one name, Matt Lauer, and the other name happens to be what's her name, y'all? She kind of looks black, she kind of looks white, she kind of looks Asian. She's completely racially ambiguous. And Curry. So I'll pull up their images. So in case you don't know, but I'm sure you all know. I'll pull up their images here. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm seeing if I can find images of them together. There they go. Okay, so these are the original hosts of the Today Show. Okay. That's Matt Lauer, seen here on the right or the left, depending on which way you're positioned, and that is Ann Curry. And if you could see, she's incredibly racially ambiguous, but that's not up for question. I just think she's beautiful. But that's her. Um, that's them, and they used to be the original host of the Today Show. Man, Today Show used to be so good. So I'll pull the graphic back up again. So let me just tell you how we got here. Before we even discuss this story here, let me tell you what happened between these two if you're not caught up to speed. Now, this is about 2 years ago, right before the pandemic, so the Me Too movement. So Matt Lauer basically bullied Ann Curry into resigning. Hold on, let me just fix it. So Matt Lauer basically bullied Ann Curry into resigning. Ann Curry left with a settlement and nobody knew why. Well, 2 years later, let me fix this. Matt Lauer ends up getting fired from the Today Show because of SA. And you know what SA is? Please, I beg you, do not put it in the chat, but you know what it is. So he was accused of it. Now, his case was very particular because Matt Lauer was alleged to have SA'd someone in his office. And the person who described this harrowing tale stated that they went to Matt Lauer's office because he had buzzed her into his office. And when she got inside of his office, his pants were down, and you finish the rest of the story. Well, when she went to leave his office, apparently Matt Lauer had the pull, if you will, for lack of better words. He had the pull to be able to get his office customized and designed the way he wanted it to be designed. Well, he had designed his office to have literally a button. This is not a joke. He had a button underneath his table, which allowed him to lock his door. So he flips the button, locks the door, and locks the woman in there, and continues to SA her. That's what got Matt Lauer fired. Okay, so that's how he got fired from the Today Show. Well, after he bullied Ann Curry. Now, Ann Curry is under a non-disclosure agreement, and people had speculated that he had, you know, so harassed her, harassed her, and that's what led her to get that sizable settlement. And a way to exit the show. So yeah, so that's the claim. So these were the original host of the Today Show, and these are the new hosts. Now I'm gonna read you this caption off of Twitter because honey, and then I'm gonna show you some video. Because honey, when I saw this, I was like, oh, what is this, honey? Okay, hold on one second. I want to read it because it's backwards for me, but it's forwards for you. So it says, for years, their personality differences have created the perfect balance on the show, the experts added. Stress makes people go to their personality extremes. So Savannah is showing more perfectionism, and Hoda is showing more of an I want to have fun, carefree attitude. Um, there is some video that we're about to watch from the Today Show that people have been speculating for a long time that these two ladies are not getting along, and I just want to watch it because I haven't watched it, so it'll be a blind reaction for me. Okay, so you guys, we're all gonna watch it together. All right, hold on, if the video's loading right now, give it 2 seconds, and I'm gonna read some of your comments while it loads. Okay, it's this is from Rashida. What's up, Rashida? I said, shaking my head, I'm done. Jennifer Hughes says he looked like he do that. Low key, he do. He is handsome. I hate that he's handsome. Because he's the predator. Um, Jennifer Hughes, I'm sorry, she's brown like me. What's up? She's brown like me says he was doing this for years. Apparently, he was doing it for years. Okay, so let me play the clip again. Hold on. So I guess in this little tiny clip from the Today Show, people were saying that they could feel the tension in the room while they were doing this cooking segment. So let's watch it together. It's only 20 seconds, but here we go.
Now, this salad is one of my favorite things. It's everything
Wait,
from
are we
the
all
farmer's
done?
market.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah, that's just it. It's just a super
We'll just
easy
move on. We
salad.
don't have time for all that.
So, all right, now this salad is one of my favorite things. It's everything
Wait,
from
are we
the
all
farmer's
done?
market.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, yeah, that's
We
just it.
didn't
It's
taste
just a
it.
super
We'll just
easy
move on. We
salad.
don't have time for all that.
So,
I guess she was being really short and curt with Hoda Kotb in that clip, and people were not feeling it because Hoda was trying to be fun and carefree in that clip, like, oh, let's try this food out. And Savannah was being like very punctual, like, we don't have time for that, so move on. And they said after that clip, according to insiders from the Today Show, they stated that after that clip, Hoda was seen walking off the set swearing about Savannah. And just use your colorful imagination to imagine what Hoda was saying about this woman. The Sun, the U.S. Sun, who reported on the story, says they continued. I'm sorry, they continued to say. Hold on, I'm going to pull this thread down. They continue to say that Savannah even went silent on social media after viewers demand that she be fired after snapping at Hoda during that heated segment. Hoda has also shared Savannah's embarrassing secrets and awkward moments on TV, which Savannah hated. And the co host Jenna Bush, who was also on the show, if you don't know who Jenna Bush is, that's President George W. Bush's daughter, have spoken over Savannah's Instagram return after claims that she was ice cold to Hoda. Fans predicted that Hoda and Savannah will be fired soon as they spot a major cue during the pair's rumored feud. They can't stand each other. So why are you forcing them to work with each other? It's getting a little ridiculous. This from Pia. Pia said, speaking of, are you gonna look into Trey Songz? We already did. If you actually go down our playlist here, Pia, we actually discuss him in depth on a live video. Neve says, we don't have time, girl. Estelle says, probably Too Short's favorite word from Hoda. What's Too Short's favorite word from Hoda? This is from Missy. Missy says they have some Michael Strahan, Kelly Ripa thing going on. Can somebody catch me up to speed? What happened between? Listen, let me just tell you what I think happened between Kelly Ripa and Michael Strahan. Now that we're talking about talk show gossip, because this is talk show gossip, they were having sex. They were, you guys. They were bumping uglies. Okay, let's just be realistic. The way that Michael Strahan and Kelly Ripa fought, they had to have been doing something. Now, those speculations, that supposition that I'm making, can be used because of the nature of how they would be arguing with each other. They was arguing like husband and wife. They was arguing like, Kelly, would you leave your husband already? Like they were arguing like husband and wife. It doesn't shock me if it comes out years later that they were having an affair. Mysterious by Nature says, Hoda is a nice lady. She was a news anchor in my city, New Orleans, and she always visited the schools. Oh, Savannah was actually a news anchor here in my city, funny enough. And oh, we'll get into the story about how she got hired. I know the guy who hired her. I actually know the guy who hired her because I was dating his son. But he hired her, and she always seemed sweet to me. Um, She's brown like me says he didn't tell her that he interviewed for another show. You think that's what caused the rift? I don't know. I don't know. Michael Strahan and Kelly Ripa, they were fighting like cats and dogs, honey. That's some real tea. That's from in Junior. She's brown like me says Kelly said that she felt slighted. Could be. Well, shout out to Hoda and Savannah. Whatever it is y'all doing, get it together, ladies. Come on now. We got enough drama going. What happened to Regis and Kelly? Or Regis and Kathy Lee. Remember, they were great. Because Kathy Lee was. So it was the show, the dynamic was great because it was just great. Crazy. Is it Quima? Hello, Quima. How are you? And this is from Mikey. Mikey says Michael seems like such a likable guy. Probably. I'd have to take a wild guess. I have to think about it for a second. Not that I ever met him, but he seems like a nice guy. You know what I mean? I remember when the Cavaliers won the Eastern Conference Championships, and I was in Cleveland, and I met Charles Barkley, rudest person ever. Rude, very rude. So everyone who seems nice, sometimes they're not. This is from Esther. Esther says Kathy Lee's husband was really sick and Kathy didn't want to renew her contract. Aw, we love Kathy Lee because, honey, we love us a drunk housewife. Shout out to Kathy Lee. I don't know what's going on. We'll stay on the Hoda and Savannah story. So, we'll stay on that story. Seems like an interesting story, right? We got another ad. Let's get our ads in here. We have another ad. Let's focus on them today, okay? This ad is actually paid for and brought to you by Shauna. She's brown like me. Well, it's back to school time, and She's Brown Like Me has you covered with student folders, bookmarks, pencil cases, and more, with beautiful artwork on the outside and a positive message on the inside. Their photos are a must-have for the girls in this year. If you're interested in starting your girls up to school with an inspirational school supplies, check out Shauna's website at shesbrownlikeme.com. I actually left a description of the website in the description box below. So go ahead and check that out. And if you don't have a little girl in your personal life, I'm sure you have nieces and godchildren that you would want to set up to have these inspirational quotes and school supplies for the years to come. So definitely shout out to Shauna from She's Brown Like Me, and check out the website. There's nothing like inspiring the little girls in you. I promise you, if I were little, I would totally have loved something like this when I was a little girl. You know what I mean? I most certainly would have. I would have. Love the graphics. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting a little bit smoother. But yeah, so shout out to Hoda. What's up, Nisha? Um, Shout out to Hoda and Savannah. Get y'all together. Y'all know older people like watching y'all on TV. So why y'all trying to play with them? Don't be trying to break up. People go through enough. You know how long it took people to love Matt Lauer and Ann Curry for them to break up? People don't like a shifting, changing hosts. So they like, people like symmetry and they like things to be relatively the same. So like get it together. Get it together. Get it together. Shout out to our girl Michelle Lau. We're gonna talk about this story right now because it's trending and we gotta talk about stuff that trends. Gotta talk about stuff that trends, and we have to talk about stuff and debunking stuff too, right? We gotta do a little bit of everything. We have to do a little bit of everything. We have to debunk stuff and we have to talk about stuff because when the stuff trends, we have to put our ears to the ground. You understand what I mean? And so we're going to talk about this. So if you haven't already been able to check it out, Michelle Loud, seen here, is one of the victims of the story that we've been covering about Cora Jakes. According to Michelle, Cora Jakes used coercion and duress allegedly to basically take the rights from her to take her child. And subsequently, over the few weeks, people have been putting out stories about Michelle. And as of yesterday or 2 days ago, another content creator on this app by the name of Tonique Reviews actually alleged and made a claim that Michelle Loud's son, the father of her son, happens to be Brandon Coleman. Okay. So Michelle Loud took to Facebook Live today and she actually discussed it. And we're going to get into a little bit of that now because I think the live has ended. Yeah, the live is over. And so now we're going to just get into a little bit of her statement and we're going to go over it. Okay. So pull up a chair, sit on down, and let's listen. Okay. Live that was interrupted. I don't have time. So give me 1 second. And lie to nobody. I have been truthful. I have because. So here's Michelle's statement. We're just gonna break down this video, not all of it, because it is an hour long, but we're gonna break down bits and parts of it. Okay. So let's begin. The thing is, picking back up from the live that was interrupted, I don't have time to come on and lie to nobody. I have been truthful. I have been open. I have been honest. It's just some things that I cannot talk about because I have to fight in a legal courtroom for my child. So I have to do what's best and what's right. And that's what I'm going to do. Can't nobody force my hand to make me talk about anything that I do not want to talk about, especially if it's not concerning my son, Jason. I don't have to do it. I'm not going to do it. You can't pressure me to do that. And that still shouldn't be contingent upon if you're going to help or not. My son's father has nothing to do with me fighting for my rights. If that man want to fight for his rights, he can fight for his rights. But what I'm doing, I'm fighting for my rights. I'm fighting for what's rightfully mine. If that man wants to do it, he can do it. He can do it. Whether he stand with me, whether he don't stand with me, whether he join in on my case, or whether he don't. It don't so matter. let me pause it right here. Okay, so in that statement, Michelle is stating, allegedly, not allegedly, she stated it. She's she's stating and I think the message is directed to Mr. Tanique. She stated that she shouldn't be pressured to talk about her child's father because her child's father really has nothing to do with her case. So if you don't know, let me just catch you up to speed. Michelle is claiming that Cora Jakes and her ex-husband Brandon Coleman coerced her into signing over the rights of her child through duress. A content creator here on TikTok is stating that Brandon Coleman happens to be the father of their son Jason, which according to Michelle is not true. I've had lengthy conversations with Michelle. It's certainly not true. It's salacious. It's very much salacious, and it's very much wild thinking, right? We can't think like that. We've discussed that several times here at the Nosy Bystanders. We don't make wild claims because they sound good. I could say a lot of stuff, you guys. I could say the moon is made out of cheese, and I could do it for a live stream for 6 hours. And if that garners me likes, clicks, and views, I'm gonna keep it going, knowing that the moon is not made out of cheese. But we can't make wild claims like that on the internet without factual proof. The only way to prove who Jason's father is to one, just simply ask the mother. And if she discloses to you that she doesn't want to disclose that, case closed. Finding out the paternity of a child is not tea. It's not tea worthy. It's not tea worthy. Trying to disclose somebody's sexual orientation, outing someone, not tea worthy. That's not tea worthy. Those things are not worth tea because they're private to someone. Now, if the person who claims to I'm gonna use the H word, dislike people from the LGBTQAI community, and then proceed to do LGBTQAI things, then that be something that you might want to expose because they're a hypocrite, and it's that language and rhetoric is dangerous. But if someone simply just doesn't date, doesn't do anything, doesn't state their nature of whether they like or dislike the LGBTAI community, and you out them, you're wrong. If somebody here states that the identity of their child's father she does not want to disclose it, his father is more than welcome to come forward. And clearly his father doesn't want to come forward. So what does that tell us? That tells us that the father may not actually care about what's occurring in, her child's life. So let's continue. Let me get to some of your comments and we'll watch some more of her clips. Is it Kiana? Kiana of Stone says Tanique is I'm not going to read that out loud. Nessa said, why does it matter who's the father? That's a great question. It doesn't. The father in question plays no part in the story, right? It played no part in the duress, right? He could have stepped up and helped get Michelle away from these psychotic people, allegedly. And he could have done a number of things. He didn't. So we can't look in the past to figure out why he didn't in these shoulda, coulda, wouldas. We can only focus on what's occurring now. What is the nature of the relationship between Michelle and or the proximity of Michelle and getting her child back, and what can we do to help her do that based off the claims she's made? A lot. What we can't do is speculate who the father of her child is, because it doesn't fit into the story, because it lays no basis to the story. There's no basis for it, because if knowing the father's identity doesn't help her case, even if the father were to come forward today and say, hey, I am the father of Jason, what does that do? You still got to fight, right? You understand what I mean? So it doesn't give any credence to her story, whether he decides to come forward or not. But what wild speculations do can damper a story. It could put a monkey wrench in it, like we discussed for the last few days with that Pastor Whitehead. Making wild accusations that we cannot prove only dampens the story. We don't know the ramifications of speculating that Brandon is the father of Jason. We don't know what those ramifications can do for her case, right? So we don't make them because they're dangerous. Do you understand what I mean? We don't make those claims because they're dangerous, because we just don't know. I don't even want to think about how dangerous that is. So we don't make claims that we can't prove. That's my personal opinion. That's my take on it. But let me read one more comment, and then we're going to watch a little bit more of Michelle's live. This live was today. This is from Missy. Missy says that woman just wants her child back, and that's all we need to be concerned with. Correct. I agree. Zeus Wolfgang, what's up, Zeus? Said Veronica, if he was the bio dad, there wouldn't be a need for adoption. All Brandon had to do is petition the court for parental rights and establish visitation plan. Yeah, but what does that have to do with her getting her child back? That's what that's the part that I'm confused by. Even if that were true, which we don't even want to play with those kind of wild speculations, would that have to do with anything? What's up, Carol B? Carol B says it doesn't matter. Just give her child back. Whatever happened, Coral was wrong. Correct. Correct. Okay, let's get back into this.
None of that matters. I have to do what's best for me. My sister wants me to get off live, but I'm not getting off live until I feel led in my spirit to get off live. That's when I'm getting off live. And just because I don't make mention of who my child's father is, does not mean that I'm lying about anything. That just simply means that I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to disclose it. I don't want it to be a topic of the Okay, can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now?
It's probably upsetting. I mean, I imagine like having to defend yourself and then defend yourself and then defend yourself. It can be freaking exhausting. You understand what I mean? It seems like it would be rather exhausting to continuously having to defend yourself over things that aren't true, you know? um, and which she shouldn't have to defend. She should be focusing really on her getting her child back, which she is, and she shouldn't have to defend wild theories. She shouldn't have to. That, in my opinion. Kiana says, obviously, the father doesn't want the responsibility of Michelle and her 4 children. Y'all know these in. Yeah, we know. Yeah, let's finish watching some more, okay?
Y'all can hear me? Say yes, we can hear you.
Hold on.
Turning their grandchild to Lyra. Other people can hear me. I'm sorry. Maybe come back in and come back out. Everybody else can hear me. I don't know what other people gonna do concerning their grandchild, grandparental rights, fatherhood, being a father, and their father rights. I don't know. I don't know. Jermaine, you know it. You know I'm trying to hold it together. That Sagittarius is rising up in me because, oh, Lord Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. I don't have to do it. I'm Michelle Loud is fighting for her son. Rather anybody else fight or not for their rights. I'm fighting. I'm fighting. And I ain't gonna stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, the story is crazy in and of itself. The story is crazy in and of itself. Um, I just think it's just a bit unnecessary. It's a bit unnecessary. It is. It's a bit unnecessary because it just doesn't lead anywhere. I just don't see where it's gonna go. Let me get to some of your comments. This is from Kiana. I'm sorry, I read that, Kiana. This is from Veronica. Veronica says, "This is depressing. Cora has money, and Michelle has to be above reproach. This can be used against her." Exactly. Precisely. You literally hit the nail on the head. Precisely. That can be used against her. Even if it's not true, what it can do is it can add lengths of time in court having to prove and disprove of something. It's a waste of time. You understand what I mean? Is there a court date yet? I think so. For who? For Cora? Or for Michelle? Or for Brandon? Steph, I was responding to Veronica's statement that Cora could have said Brandon was the custodial father. Oh, got you. But they'd have to prove that. You can't just make claims like that. You have to prove it in court, right, with DNA test. Does Michelle have legal representation? I believe so, yes. RB Brooks says it's false claim though. A simple paternity test can throw that out, and that was never the basis for the adoption. Correct. Correct. Thank you, R. Brooks. Thank you for your suppositions that perfectly line up to what we're all feeling. It's a waste of time. It's just salacious, there's no other real word to describe it. It's just salacious. There's no basis in reality for it. So it's basically unnecessary. It's just not, to me, it's not necessary because there's so many other topics about this story that are unusual, right? Like the Cora calling Brandon from a psych ward, like what? You know, she there's a lot we went over the voicemail, but let's just go over the voicemail just a little bit more, okay? She discusses in the voicemail that she went off on Amari, right? What does that mean to go off? Did she physically harm her? Did she verbally harm her? Regardless, she went off on her and landed herself in nice cushy little location called a psych ward. But the voicemail comes after the accusation of child SA. Why are you calling him? Why are you calling him? Why are you calling him? after he was accused of child SA. Unless you reasonably believe that he didn't do it, Cora. Or you fit the bill and you're just crazy and that's why you're calling your husband who was accused of child SA. So, yeah. Yeah. A call after the charge. So, that's something that should be investigated, that I think that Tani could spend a little more time trying to dig into. Why did she call him after not after the charge, after the accusation? So there's a bit of a difference. The call came after he was accused, not after he was charged. That needs to be investigated. Why? Why are you even calling him? Should kick him to the curb, right? Correct. Why are you calling him babe? There's a lot of things going on. How did you end up in the psych ward? What else is interesting is, what was Sarah doing in Texas? I think a lot of people overlook that part. Remember, Cora came back from Los Angeles, accused, brought the accusations from Amari to Brandon, landed herself in a psych ward, and then the rest is history. The question is, what was Sarah doing in Texas? If you ask me, anecdotally, right? If you ask me, I just feel as though maybe Sarah knows a little bit more than she's disclosed. What will possess Sarah to be in Texas? She didn't even live there. Just like seems like perfect product placement. You understand what I mean? Strange. Strange fruit it is. Strange fruit it is. So those are that voicemail alone could lead you down a rabbit hole, okay? That voicemail alone could lead you down a rabbit hole. So instead of focusing on this, we could be focusing on, which I still am. Don't think that I've stopped, you guys. I'm still investigating all these claims. Okay. But that's the first thing that I would be like, what was Sarah doing in Texas? You just came back from LA, or your sister just left you in LA. What possessed you just randomly flew to Texas? Mm. Mm. Strange fruit indeed. Strange fruit indeed. So shout out to Michelle. Don't worry, she'll be okay. She did make a really good, thorough statement. I applaud her for making those statements, as she should, because, like, as she should. We have another ad. You know we do. Y'all know we do. Don't come for me. Come for the sponsors. Don't come for me, come for the sponsors. This ad is brought to you by Super Investors. Super Investors is a financial literacy game that promotes and encourages families to interact with their children about finances through fun and play. At what age do you believe that parents should be initiating financial literacy in their children? I always say as soon as they start losing teeth and you're sliding quarters under those pillows. Somebody said about 5 weeks ago, as soon as they start asking. Kids ask for money all the time. They have no idea what it means. They just ask. Super Investors' goal is to bring awareness to families, specifically in the inner city youth, on how important it is to learn about savings, investing, and managing their inheritances, building businesses, and more. If you'd like to know more about Super Investors, please check out their website. The link is in my bio at superinvestors.org. And shout out to Valencia from Super Investors. We love her. Valencia is a sponsored queen. Her and Shauna. We love them. And Grandma Emma. We love them. Follow us on Twitter. Now, in the last half of this entire long-winded show, I want to talk about a story that I'm working on right now. That if you're signed up for our emails, go to our website at NosyBystanders.com because we do put out emails. We put out email blasts for you guys so you know what stories I'm working on, so y'all don't start calling the nosy hotline. Hello, Steph. What are you doing this week? I'm busy. I'm always working. I'm always working. Okay. But we are working on another story, and I want to go into just a little bit of the details with you. And then I will send out another email as soon as it drops. I just want to make sure that have a little bit of discussion, or we got a little bit of time left. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. So I sent this email out today, or Nosy Investigates, and it's titled Jokes Over. So this story that we are going to be discussing has to do with this car accident and Kevin Hart. Now, if you don't remember, September 1st of 2019, Kevin Hart was in a really terrible car accident in his Plymouth Barracuda and basically escaped with the skin of his teeth. Interestingly enough, there were also two other individuals in the car. And you're like, well, how could that be, Steph? A Plymouth Barracuda only has two seats. Yeah. Interesting. There are three people in the car, and a Plymouth only has two seats. Who was the third person? It did not get enough attention. And shout out to the nosy bystander who filled me in on all those details. All those details. Because, honey, the story is a lot crazier than you think. Yes. You know how we over here at the Nosy Bystanders are always discussing these wild stories, right? Cora and, baby snatching. This is just about on par for what we work on. Okay. Drea, well, we don't work on this Drea story, but we do discuss the Drea story. Her story is wild and crazy too. But this is on par for all of that. This is on par for all of that. Okay. Is on this story is on par for about as crazy as the rest of the stories that we discuss on this channel. And so as soon as I heard it, I was like, own it. Part of what says 3 people in his car, but he supposedly wasn't driving, and that lady was with the bodyguard. Be serious. Now, nosy bystanders, I need your help. I need to find that video. There's a video after this crash of a woman and Kevin Hart being dragged out of this car. I need help. If you find that video, send it to us anywhere on Instagram at Nosy Bystanders, Twitter, Nosy Bystanders, or email us at Stephanie@NosyBystanders.com. I need to find that video. If you got it, send it. So that's the only, y'all know I don't ask for y'all help often because I usually like to just do these stories by myself because they're labor intensive. But if you see that video, send it. This story is wild. I can't even. I was gonna release it Friday, but Beyonce releases her album Friday, and I don't want y'all to get too hyper stimulated over the weekend. So I'll release it after Beyonce's album dies down just a little bit. I've heard the 911 tape. I'm looking for a video of Kevin Hart's bodyguard, Daniel, pulling him from this wreckage and a woman being at the scene. That is what I'm looking for. And I've seen it. And Apartment Wife mentioned it, and you've seen it. That video exists. I've been searching for it all morning. I need it because it helps with my story. Have you tried TMC Archives? I'll check. But if you guys see it, let me know because child, if I get that video, it will solidify the rest of the I already got the rest of the tea, honey. So child. Child. Also, look at my hair. No hot comb because my hair's relaxed. But child, the story is crazy. How she gonna release it to the French? We see how she roll. What's up, nosy cousin? How you doing? So yes, so if you see that video, please send it anywhere to the Nosy Bystanders. If you don't remember our email address, just go to our website at nosybystanders.com, and that way you will be able to get my email. Just scroll to the bottom, my email's at the bottom, and the Nosy tip line phone numbers on our website as well. So we are covering this story about Kevin Hart's, I said Kevin Samuels earlier, Kevin Hart's car crash on September 1st, 2019, because the story is as wild as this wreckage. This story is as wild as this wreckage. Yeah. Wild. Wild. So it's a video. I'm not looking for. I have all the details. It's a video. It looked like one of the neighbors was filming Kevin getting dragged out the car. That's what I'm looking for. It looked like somebody had posted it on Instagram indiscernibly. So it's a video. That's what I'm seeking. So but that's all I got for you guys. That's all I got for the Nosy Bystanders. Smash the like button. There's 279 of you in the building. Can I get 100 likes before we end this live? This from Stephanie614 says Tanique has physical evidence. What physical evidence? The only physical evidence you could ever have of somebody conceiving a child with another person is to literally be in there. So you mean discernible evidence? Because it won't be physical. Right. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you again for watching the Nosy Bystanders. Thanks for being here every day at 5 o'clock. Y'all be on time too. I'd be mad when I'm late. I'd be like, "Oh, I'm late," and they here, and I look. It's like if you go live on YouTube, it shows you who's in the room, so I can see you guys in the room already chit chatting and gossiping. So it shows me y'all in here already, and I'm late because I'm over here like this, frantically doing something like, and I look. I'm like, how many of them are in there? Oh, Jesus Christ, let me hurry up. And I'm just like frantic constantly. I go to sleep frantic. I wake up frantic. I wake up to hundreds. I wake up to dozens of emails, dozens of text messages, calls, voicemails, and then the social media messages. Then I have to go through the comment sections of my videos because you guys, I wish y'all quit, but y'all be leaving tips in the comments and they don't need, and y'all don't even be leaving crap tips. Y'all leave like juicy tips that have to be followed up. So I have to go through the comment section of my videos. So I'm like, that's a lot. That's why we have the email address. So you guys can just email me the tip. But some people don't know that. And they just leave the tip in the comments. And I'm like, so if the tips weren't so juicy, I wouldn't have to read my comments all day. So I'm always frantic. Okay. I'm always working. I'm always frantic. Working to read these emails. So yes. So I will be back tomorrow, 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then the live, and then we do the after show. I don't know if I want to do the after show here. I'm playing around with doing the after show here or on TikTok. So that's it. I'll see you guys later. Thank you again for watching the Nosy Bystanders. We love y'all. Keep your eyes peeled for that email for when that Kevin Hart series drops, because honey, it is explosive. It's explosive. But before I drop the video, I'm going to give Kevin a call. And don't you worry, I got his phone number. Okay, bye-bye.